What's good, YouTube? This video is basically a goodbye video to a lot of things. As you guys can see, this is my last day here. If you notice, the room is empty. You guys remember my video from last year where my life did change from being just a very regular architect to now. Well, this time last year, I moved in here to begin my course in business and finance, international business and finance, and this is after deciding that I wanted to quit my job in architecture and take on a new path to chase this weird field they call finance. But so yeah, I'm done with my course now. If you know me personally, because I've really not been on social media much, but if you know me personally, I'm done with my course now, and I'm here moving out today. Actually, my move out day is tomorrow, but I decided to move out today just because I already planned to move out anyways. So I just wanted to talk. So this video is going to be a mukbang. So I don't know why I'm standing away so far away from you guys, but let me come closer and let's start the mukbang. Anyways, let's talk. How's this year been for me? Let's reflect. You know, on this channel we like to reflect. I like to make videos like this where I look back on things. I've made videos where I've looked back on myself when I was younger, where I've showed you guys my journey of getting bigger, quit my job. So it's only right for you to show you guys where I'm at now after my course. How was my course? Honestly, this past year has been very stressful. I'm not gonna lie, it's been very stressful, especially because I did a very silly thing well, not silly, but you guys get what I mean. You know how I talk. It's not, I don't actually mean silly, but I did a crazy thing to switch from architecture after doing a master's in architecture to go ahead and do another master's in business and finance, which is far away from my field or like my expertise. So I knew I was going to struggle anyways to like settle in and everything, especially moving to the UK, which is very much different. Mind you, I'm Nigerian originally, like I'm Nigerian, full blood, everything. But I moved to the US and that was my first exposure to this whole Western world thing. And now, obviously, moving to the UK is very much different because I'm guessing a lot of people that watch this video are also fellow diasporans, like Nigerians that have moved out of Nigeria to school. It's very different. The countries are very different. So, anyways, I'm using chopsticks. Ni hao. I've gone from being a not so social person to a very social person. So now when I moved here, I feel like I'm at my very least social bend that's ever existed, because I don't really this year, because of how hard this year was. I'm someone that I feel like if I'm going through something or I'm struggling with something, I would rather cut myself off from everyone and kind of go through it and only just be around like family and like really, really close friends. Which reason why I really didn't film as much as I expected. Like I to be honest, like my move here, I thought I was going to be like all YouTube-y. I was going to be all filming, showing you guys everything, showing you guys London, but when I got here, I realized that yeah, like you kind of have to like focus on school. It's not about like the content and everything, which is why I haven't really been focused on everything. I know, honestly, it's hurt my account, my YouTube account, because I've noticed that my views lately have been very low, which is fine, because honestly, it's less about the views for me, because it's more about tracking my journey and seeing how far I can go in life. I want to look back on my videos in 2030 and be like, oh, remember how I felt then, or look at me when I was in this little room. Guys, my camera is making this room look very big right now, but it's not. But I want to look back on it and be like, oh, look at myself when I was in this little room. This is what I did, this is how I lived, this is how I felt. Just so it reminds me and helps me stay grounded at any stage in life. I do believe somewhere in my heart that I'm destined to do great things. And you know, if you feel like that, it's only right to document this. And in a way too, I feel like I'm kind of making my personal documentary. What have I learned other than actually school? One thing that this year has taught me the most is that if you want something, you just kind of have to chase it. Nothing is promised to you, you know? when I first moved here, in my mind, I felt that the fact that I had already my undergrad degree, even though it's in architecture and master's and worked in architecture, I thought that in a way, getting a job would be way quicker than it is. Obviously, newsflash, I was slapped in the face with that because it's not that easy. You have to learn a lot more skills and unlearn. Like the amount of unlearning I've had to do this past year to be able to feel like, at least to get interviews. Like I haven't gotten a job yet, but well, that's a whole long story, but we'll talk about that later on. But I haven't gotten a job yet, and the amount of unlearning and learning I had to do for me to get to a place where I was actually getting responses from jobs. That's going from fixing my resume to like actually learning different more skills that could help me as well. It's honestly, it's crazy. But anyways, another thing I've learned is making friends, honestly, and networking. Being in a new environment, I kind of had to step out of my shell to like make new friends, because obviously when you're here alone, you're here alone. And yeah, I wanted to make friends regardless of the area you are, but just make as much friends as you can in every situation you're in, especially if you're in a new country. Another thing I've learned is just the UK. The UK is very different. So if you're planning on moving from US to the UK, think about it. I don't think I thought about that as much. I definitely didn't think about like certain things about the UK that's very different from the US, like money, finance. If you guys have been following my channel, I invest. Like I've been investing for about 4 years now. So it's been a year of figuring out ways to transfer money to myself, ways to still keep up investing in stocks, in cryptos, stuff like that. It's very much different here because they have a lot of laws. I'm not bashing my country, but Nigeria doesn't really value certain types of ways people would make money investing, or they don't like it's even banned to have crypto in Nigeria, so it's kind of hard to do things like that. But anyways, if I was to give any advice to anyone that is starting school, I know school's about to start, starting school, moving from a different country to the UK, to the US, Canada. I know a lot of Nigerians are moving to Canada. I would say honestly, just open your mind. Like, life is long, but your time in wherever you are is very short. So make as much as you can. Like make as much connections as you can and as much impact as you can on your environment. That is the people you meet, the teachers that teach you, or like the professors. Enjoy university. Like I feel like people don't stress this enough, but like as much as university is probably the most stressful time you will go through, which is quite subjective because it's always going to be stressful, but it's one of the most tasking times you will go through because you have to do so many things without the watching eye. After you're probably coming out from undergrad, or you're probably coming out from high school where you had to be like, they would always tell you what to do. But moving on to like university and moving to a new country in general is different, because especially being an international student, like you're not just having to get good grades, you also having to keep up with your status. You also have to make sure that you're not breaking any laws. You also have to figure out ways to make money. So my only advice is that just enjoy the process. Like I'm still in my process, but I feel like it's something that people don't plan for before they move to anywhere. So that's my only advice. And anyways, guys, my food is getting cold, and I thought I could be one of those guys that would make like a mukbang video and just like eat and talk to you guys. But your boy DH, as you guys see, this food is looking mad right now and I have to chow. Anyways, guys, as I always say, you've been amazing. I've been Ben, and moving to another stage in life. Stay tuned for the next phase of my life. I don't know where my life is going to take me now, but just stay tuned and see you in the next video.